Why, hello there, my 6 viewers. Today we're doing something a bit different than what we normally do. Typically, I do plan to do videos, but today we're not doing that. Instead, we're doing something else. I've seen so many videos of people cutting like the Smash Bros. Roster in half or whatever, and I want to do something like that, but I know that would get like free views, and I wanted to do something a bit different. And I was wondering, what could I do that has a similar vibe and theme to that? So I looked at the roster of Minecraft. There's so many iconic, beloved mobs. Some classic, some not so much, but all of them hold a special place in my heart. But I wondered, what would happen if I decided to cut the roster of mobs? So I wondered, what if I cut the mob roster like you would the Smash roster? Honestly, I felt that would have worked well to be unique and different and yada yada yada. I'm bad at talking. So that's what we're doing today. Ooh, let's get started, shall we? So here's the list of mobs that I picked. There's a few mobs missing, but obviously those ones we're not picking for the 15. Sorry, certain mobs. So what is the first mob on our list? Well, actually it's two. That being the cow and the sheep. Why these two? Well, they both provide something that's a must-have for the game. Food. Also, the sheep provides beds, so that's comfort. Ooh, sparkles. Also, with the new cow variant and whatnot, it helps add life to the world, Yada, 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 they're being kept. I would say they're the most necessary mobs. I'm not super sure, but I feel like they're warranted enough to be our first picks. With the first two mobs that I feel are necessary out of the way, what are we going for next? Well, there's 3 other mobs I also feel are necessary for the game. I mean, well, most of the mobs I'm picking for I feel like are necessary for the game, but the 3 mobs I'm talking about, of course, are the zombie, skeleton, and creeper. You might be thinking, why those mobs? And if you aren't thinking that, then you should be. But anyways, the reason why I picked these is because without them, what's the point? The game's not challenging or fun. It's just bland. I mean, yeah, sure, you can still explore and whatnot, but besides that, there's really not much to do. And everyone remembers their first night. So I had to keep these mobs. With that said, so I consider these 5 mobs like the must-haves for Minecraft. Food animals that add a bit of life to the world, and the hostile mobs that challenge and interest into the game. But now to get to the other slightly less important mobs. First up, these two, the villager and the piglin, are very crucial for the lore and gameplay of Minecraft, and have big roles in other Minecraft projects like Legends and the Minecraft movie.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Some might say that the piglin is not as useful as the villager, or some of the other mobs that might be coming on the list. While I do agree that the villager is more important than the piglin, I do think the piglin is incredibly important to Minecraft, even if it's a newer edition or whatever. First of all, they allow me to cut certain mobs, which is the mobs I'm cutting that I didn't really want to cut it, but yeah, whatever. And now I'm not really in the mood to talk about it. But yeah, the piglin is very useful, at the very least for the lore of the game, right? Come on, don't y'all agree with me? Oh, some people are gonna get so mad at me about putting the piglin over these next few mobs, but whatever. So our next mob is the Ender Dragon, and by extension the Blaze, so you can actually get to the Ender Portal. By the way, when we cut a mob, we're not necessarily saying that there's gonna be a replacement to do certain things. For example, if we cut the piglin and the Enderman, Ender Eyes wouldn't become available, and we wouldn't be able to go fight the Ender Dragon. Same deal with the Blaze. Cut the Blaze, no Ender Dragon for you. So yeah, that's basically the reason why it's here. But now for the Ender Dragon. The Ender Dragon, similar to the piglin and villager, are iconic to Minecraft's lore and to the gameplay. Everyone knows the Ender Dragon. It's pretty much the face of Minecraft right behind the creeper and the farm animals. And for good reason. The Ender Dragon's so intimidating and powerful, and just such a fun boss fight, and so I don't know. I'm kind of rambling here. Point is, the Ender Dragon is a must-have. Yeah, I honestly, it's just way too essential to have it cut. But with that said, the mod in front of it, I definitely would pick over it, even if I liked the Ender Dragon more than them. So, yeah. So far, so good. Honestly, all these choices are great, but now we're on to the final 10th pick. For these, like, the top 10. I mean, we're doing a top 15 list, but if we were doing a top 10 list, this would be my 10 picks. But anyways, down for my 10th pick, let me pick something truly controversial. Okay, joking aside, I'm actually picking the Pillager. Why the Pillager, you might ask? Well, the Pillager is similar to the Piglin and Villager and Ender Dragon, yada yada yada. It's important to Minecraft's lore and the gameplay. I mean, if you start a raid, what's gonna spawn in? Just witches? It's kind of boring. Heck, I didn't even pick witches yet, so nothing would spawn in. The pillagers help add depth there, as well as for pillager outposts and just general interest all around. I think they're just a pretty important mod, for at the very least for the lore of the game. I don't know, man. I mean, I like the pillagers. I really feel like people would actually agree with the pillager pick more than with the piglin. So we're now down to the top 10, and hopefully the picks I had weren't too controversial. Personally, I feel like all these mobs are essential in their own way, but if you want to complain why the tropical fish should have been in the top 10, then, like I said, please go to the comments. I am very desperate. Anywho, but this is a top 15 list, so let's get to that other 5. Next up is the big guy himself, the Iron Golem. Oh, wrong pick. The Iron Golem. I mean, what's not to love about the Iron Golem? It's a unique and important mob to Minecraft. Very well known, very iconic, very neat looking. It actually looks quite good in the Minecraft movie. That doesn't really affect where it places, but I'm mentioning it anyways. It helps protect the villagers and us from hostile mobs. It may be pretty decent use. Also, iron farms, but I think if anything, that'd be better if those things never existed in the first place. So, yeah, but another iconic mob that we definitely need to keep. Next up, we got another duo, that being the Wyver and the Wyver Skeleton. Obviously, we're keeping the Wyver Skeleton for the skull, because there's no other way to get it. So, yeah, but the Wyver itself. I'm so bad at talking. Anyways, the Wyver is also an iconic mob, like the Ender Dragon. It's a very iconic boss fight, and it's very important to other games like Minecraft Story Mode. It's also just pretty useful for beacons and whatever. But in general, I feel like the Wyver is a keeper. And, Wyver Skeleton's there too, I guess. So far, so good. I wouldn't say most of the mobs I picked were super controversial. I don't think I'm going to get that much hate for them. But this next one, oh boy, it's not going to be a good time. Now, you might have saw the, cover or whatever it is for, this video and thought, is he actually keeping the fish but cutting the mushroom? Yes, I am cutting the mushroom. Oh, no, it was the wolf, sorry. I am cutting the wolf. And I am keeping the trout. Or with cod. Cod, if it's cod. You might be thinking, why are you even keeping a cod if you can't even pronounce it correctly? Well, it's simple, really. The cod adds life to the oceans and rivers. They also provide a good source of food. I feel like the cod is pretty much a modern icon mob. Even though, similar to the Piglin and Pillager, they've been around for a couple years now. Also, now, let's end this epic video that I'm doing a terrible job of recording for with an iconic mob, that being the Warden. Every time I hear complaints about modern Minecraft, some of which I do agree with, I look at some of the newer mobs like this, which add so much depth, lore, difficulty, and horror. The Warden is a perfect example of modern Minecraft being really good. I mean, I feel like the Warden has cemented itself as an icon to Minecraft. I don't know, man. The Warden feels like a keeper. I don't know why I'd want to I don't know why I'd want to cut the Warden, even if that means other iconic mobs like the pig or wolf don't get in. I'm sorry. It's just the Warden's too good. The Warden's too good. So yeah, that is my top 15. Honestly, I really like it. So yeah, I'm actually not even too disappointed. I mean, of course, I hate cutting mobs, but yeah. Let's get to some honorable mentions. Let's just get those out of the way real quick. These include the spider, enderman, wolf, dolphin, vindicator, pig, chicken, and bee. Each for their own unique reasons. I mean, some people might disagree about the bee being an honorable mention, but whatever. So yeah. That's how I'd cut the Minecraft roster down to 15. So what's your opinion on my choices? How would you do it? Comment how you would down below. Also, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back another time in like 3 years or something. I'm terrible at editing. I know like some people are willing to offer their editing skills, so I don't know, man. I'd be willing to let someone do that for me, but I can't really pay you. I'll pay you in funny images of a Hyrax. There, that's how I'll pay you. If anyone wants to edit this video, then go ahead. Just I'll give you funny images of Hyraxes in a stage. Well, anyways, goodbye, and remember that Hyrax is love, Hyrax is life. Obey the mighty Hyrax.